everyone. Welcome to biopsychology. I will be your professor for this semester. My name is Professor Hassan, and I have been teaching here at LBCC for about 2.5 years. I teach biopsych, I teach abnormal, intro to psych, and social psych. And even though social psych is my most favorite topic that I have ever taught and that I like to teach, biopsych is a close second. It is one of my favorites to talk about and teach. And I wanted to kind of jump right in. So this class is a 16-week course asynchronous online. That means we're not required to have Zoom meetings, right? So most of your work will be done completely on Canvas. Okay, so I will show you, we'll have about two intro or course orientation videos. The first one, I'll be going over the syllabus with you. The second one, I will be showing you how to navigate the course. So this one, I will be showing you what to expect in the class, how things are graded, and basically what the course is going to look like. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So this is going to be the very first page that you will see, right? So it's Biopsychology Fall 2024, a 16-week course completely online. Right, so it'll say getting started, and usually you'll always click on class lectures and it'll take you to everything that you need for the entire semester. However, first we're gonna be going over the syllabus. So you're gonna click on the syllabus, you can download it for yourself to have it, to look back on it. I'm gonna be going over it with you. So it's completely online class, right? So let's start off with class meetings and student office hours. So for class meetings, again, asynchronous course, right? No required Zoom meetings. You'll only have access through Canvas, through the Viking portal to get and complete everything. So since the class is online, the office hours will also be online. So it's going to be through Zoom, Tuesdays 1 to 2 p.m. or by appointment. So you can always just email me and say, hey, like I want to set up an appointment with you, and email me a time and I'll tell you if it works for me or not, right? So the email you reach me at is ahassan@lbcc.edu. Or you can always email me through Canvas. That one's usually easier, and I reply much, much faster to the Canvas ones because it comes straight on my phone. Okay, so a course description, right? So what is biopsychology? What are you expecting to learn? Right, so biological psychology is very, very different and very interesting in terms of a branch of psychology, right? Because we know the word psychology means to look at people's thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. When we take biology into that, it means we're also kind of adding into the mixture, like, hey, you feel this, you think this, right? You behave this way. Why? What is some like biological factors that are making you behave that way, that are making you think this way, that are making you feel this way? Right? So it's how anatomy and biology and that foundation, right, affects mental processes and behaviors, right? So that is what to expect. That is what you will be learning. So I expect you guys to go over the student outcomes, learning outcomes by yourselves. Go ahead and read through it. Now, the main thing about this course is that there is no textbook, okay? I do not have textbooks for my class. I don't believe in them, right? I use textbooks to make my course, so that's why you don't have to read certain chapters. I just kind of provide every single aspect that you need to know, right, in your, however you're learning, which is your course content pages, right? You'll have videos, you'll read like through the course content. I try to have different things for different types of learners. So some grading practices is that you will never receive a 0, right? So like the thing is that when a course module opens, it stays open, right? So there is a certain due date, and if you don't meet that, then of course like it's going to be late. However, I try not to give zeros out as grades. Right, so you are welcome to always turn in late work. You have to turn in late work. I try to encourage all people to turn in late work, right? I will always let you make it up. Right, so let's talk about the grading breakdown. What do you expect in this class? So you will have 8 quizzes, which is about 10 points each. So these are weekly quizzes based off of the material that you have learned. Now, whenever my students hear quizzes, they get freaked out, especially for biopsychology. It's a little bit of a tougher subject. And I want you to know that these quizzes are not to test your knowledge. That's not what I'm trying to do. Like, hey, what did you learn? You can't take it. It's supposed to be harsh. It's supposed to be hard. That's not what it's like. Right? For the quizzes, I use it not as a testing tool, but a learning tool, right? So psychology and psychological research, we know the best way to learn is actually to test yourself. So that is what the quizzes are there for. You have 3 attempts at each quiz. So the first time you take it, you can take it with your notes. The second time you take it, I also expect you to use a little bit of your notes, but also kind of remember things from the last time. The third time you take it, I want you to just take it with no notes, just kind of reading through and like already knowing the answer. That is how you learn. Even though it kind of seems like a simple process, that is you learning, right? So I want that process to go through when you're taking that quiz. You have 3 attempts, use all of them. Now, you will also have worksheets. So, with a biopsychology class, there's a lot of content that you have learned, but you need to solidify it, right? So, it's a lot of content, but it's also things that you have to work through. And that's what these worksheets help you do. So, there's about 10 points each, and there's about 8 of them. Now, the last thing is a research paper, which is 100 points. And now people always get scared when I say research paper. However, the way I break it down in this course makes it a lot more manageable. So instead of having one big paper that's due at the end of the year, I break it down. So there's 5 different parts of the paper. You'll be doing one part every so often. So like there'll be a whole weekly module a week dedicated to that part. So like, let's say the first week you have orientation, the next week you're going to be going over an intro to biopsych class. The next one will focus on how to write an introduction. So you'll turn in an introduction, right? And then you'll go to your next modules. Then one weekly module will be dedicated to methods, same thing for discussion, same thing for future direction, same thing with abstract, and then you'll have your final paper due. So by the time your final paper is due, you've already written every single part of your paper. You just have to put it together, right? And when you put it together, you use the feedback that I have given you every single time you have turned in each individual part. It's to make it more manageable for you guys so you don't have to do everything by the end. So that is your research paper. So a total of 335 points based off of everything that you have turned in. You divide it by 335 points, and that is going to be your grade in this class. Now, I've kind of talked about late work policies, but I do accept late work always. I will always say yes. However, it is your responsibility to follow up with me, right? So if you miss an assignment, it says right here, it says you can send me something like, "Hi, Professor Hassan, I missed some work last week," right? And I would really like to make it up. Is that okay with you? I will always say yes. However, if an assignment is excessively late, right? So let's say like for 2 or more weeks, I've been seeing that you've been turning in late things, then I will take off points from those, right? It can't happen often, but once in a while, I understand things happen. We get distracted, that life comes in the way. If that happens, feel free to always email me. I will always say yes. Okay, so some more things that you'll have to go over on your own, some resources. Now, if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll see a class schedule calendar. So this is with weeks, right? So there's a 16-week course. It'll go all the way to 16. And then it'll tell you exactly what we're doing that week. So it's the first week, it tells you the exact dates, orientation module, and your to-do list, right? So same thing, the date, and it'll say biopsychology as a neuroscience. Same thing right here, right? And then you keep going and you'll see that sometimes you have a whole orientation, or sorry, not orientation, you'll have a whole weekly module just dedicated to a part of your paper. So right here, week 6, it's introduction. Then you have the visual system, then the methods portion of your paper. Then you have a little bit of a break learning different things, and then the discussion portion of your paper. Then you'll learn about the development of the nervous system, and then your future directions of the paper. and then you'll learn about brain damage and neuroplasticity, and then you'll have the abstract due. And then week 15 is completely on catching up on all of your late work. If you have not turned something in, that is the time. That is the time to fix your paper, right? Do your end of the semester reflections, all of those things. And then week 16, you focus on your final paper, making those changes to all of those different parts and turning them in. That is what the last week is about. So it's very straightforward. If you have any questions on the syllabus, you can always ask me. Please download it and go over it. Now I'm going to stop sharing my screen and we're going to end this video, and I will see you in the next video, basically showing you how to navigate the course. So I'll see you in the next one.